Hey, my name is Amber Robinson. I am 44 years old. I am the Peer Operations Manager here at the Recovery Organization of Cherokee County. I have been in recovery since 2006. My addiction started in my late teens. I was introduced to cocaine, methamphetamine, things like that right after high school. It was more recreational, and then by the time I was 21, after I had my first daughter, it became a habit, an addiction. By 2004, I was also selling drugs, so to support my habit, which ended me up with a prison sentence. May of 2006, I was facing some serious charges. I spent 4 months in jail. I bonded out in August of that year of 2006, and that's when I decided to go straight into a treatment program for my addiction. I spent a year and a half in the treatment program, and then I was sentenced to prison. I knew that I would be sentenced to prison, but I also knew that I needed treatment for my addiction, that, to get rid of those deep-rooted issues for the reason why I was using drugs in the first place. Fast forward 4 years later, I got released in 2011, and I wanted to kind of push all of that behind me, pretend like it never even happened. Went immediately back to work in the restaurant industry, which was what I was doing while I was in the rehab facility I was in. I got hired on as a manager, and I stayed there 11 years, and things were good. I did not look back on everything that I had been through, my recovery, my addiction, things of my past, and wanted to forget them. At the beginning of last year, I was like, God, what am I supposed to be doing? I just feel like I'm supposed to be doing more in life. All my friends are still out here struggling. Everybody is still struggling. This epidemic it's worse than it's ever been. I got to be able to show people that there's a better way, that there's a better life out there. Look at this great life I'm living, and look where I came from. Just on a fluke, I ran into Nadine at a Cherokee Focus meeting. So it's a meeting here in the county for all the nonprofits. They get together. And back then I was still working at the restaurant, but I was helping lower income families get tablets, internet, and things like that. So I was going all over the place. While doing that, I ran into a lot of people, people who were still using, people who were addicts and homeless, living in the woods. I was like, all right, you're putting me around these people who are crying out for help. What am I supposed to do? And then Nadine called me one day. She had met me at the meeting, and she was like, would you come to our recovery center? We have a lot of people in recovery there, and they don't have a lot of money. This will really help them out if you come and help them, get the internet and stuff like that, and phones, to help them with the phone bill. So I started going there and did a couple of events and set things up. And then I, just kind of heard everybody's story. Nadine knew nothing about me. She didn't know I was in recovery. She didn't know I had gone to prison. About 2 months after going there, I said, look, I got to tell y'all something. I'm like, here's my story. This is what happened. 6 years of my life. I came from addiction. I went to prison. I'm still serving a sentence. I'm still serving a sentence today. I'm still on a 20-year sentence. I've got, 3 years left of it. And she was like, wow. She was like, you got a powerful testimony. She was like, you need to be out here, telling people about it. I was like, I know. That's why I told you, I told you my story because I see all these people struggling, and I'm like, man, I live this great life. They can have this. They can have what I have. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be here helping these people like me. Nadine said, I have a class, and I'd really like you to apply for it. So it was, integrative health and wellness coaching class. She said, I'm only taking 14 people in the class. Would you please apply for it and, tell your story? So I applied and got in the class, and I'm still in it. It's a year long. So hopefully I'll graduate in August and get my, certification. But that's when I started coming around more. I was there, every Sunday, and then going to groups that they had. When we'd have events, I'd go to the events. Towards the end of the year, Nadine's like, man, we're moving on the 1st to the new building. She was like, I want you to come work with us. I want you to, come work with me. And I put everything down. I'm like, I'm in. I wasn't, I was like, I'm in. This is what I want to do. I'm watching people change their lives. That's what I want to do. I get to tell people about where I came from. I get to, tell them that there's a better life. I get to see, I've gone and pulled people out of the woods and took them into treatment centers and watched them transform their lives. And it's just amazing to see.